Hello, welcome back to Steve's Corner. Doing a little something different today. Normally I take my walk down at the county park, but 3-4 times a month I'll take a walk down on some of these trails we got around here, either down at the park or I'll go down to the Hopewell River Walk. Or it's the first time this year I've come out to this Henricus Historical Park. I did a video from here last year or the year before. And I just figured I'd cut the video on and show you the little side road going down to the park. Usually I take my morning walk for exercise, and I walk it for, I got it timed. I want to clear a certain distance in a certain amount of time, but once in a while I like to take a stroll through one of these little trails just to shake things up a little bit. But off to the left here is a big old swampy pond-like place. A lot of ducks and geese, turtles. They got a couple bird and stop-off spots up there to the left when I turn. Because to the right here's it's a fly ash pond for a coal-fired power plant. Right behind me, straight back behind me. So. Up there on the hillside, you can see to the right there, I don't know if you can see them or not, but a handful of them invasive Canadian geese. They had a lot of trouble around here. There's a little pullover spot here, and then right to the left here's a little bird and stop place where you can stand out there and look at the marsh. Maybe I'll pull in up here. There's some more geese right there on the hillside. Put it on up here and give you kind of an overview of the swamp over yonder, the marsh area. I ain't never pulled in here before, so I don't know how to do it exactly. Well, this is where I usually come to fish, because it's just, it ain't 5 minutes from the house. I can be lying wet in about 10 minutes. And it's a nice spot. They got a dock down on the river. But, oh, jeepers, I missed that one. We'll catch it later. I think there's a pull-in spot up here. Right here. That's all it is there, just a marshy area. Just before I got out the truck, a couple Canadian geese flew over this way. Hear how noisy it is out there? A lot of times you'll see people up here with a scope or a camera looking at the marshland, looking for birds. You have blue heron and eagles and all kinds of stuff out here. I see it, I don't know if y'all can see this down here, the blackberries are in bloom. Won't be long, buddy. There's a whole mess of them over here on this bush over here. Well, let's get on down to the trail. We'll take a walk. This here tells you about John Smith exploring the Chesapeake, coming up the river here. It's just kind of it's just kind of a historical park. I think that video I did last year, it was I had a lot of stats about it. Pocahontas was up here. John Smith, Sir Thomas Dale. That's the name of the high school around here, Thomas Dale. So at one time this was the wilderness of the new country. It was the first inland town, I think, Henricus, something like that. Chesterfield County, the county that it's in, is the first place in the country that coal was mined commercially. And there's some question of whether the first tobacco crops were grown here or not. So I don't know. Because what it was, that fella's named John Ross brought them over, and started producing them here. There's some honeysuckle vine getting ready to bloom. So, but this is a little trail off the side of the parking lot right there. They ain't long built this. A few years back, it just winds down along the marsh area and swampy area. Ain't nobody been down here this morning because I done walked through about 15 daggone spider webs. I hadn't been on this. I've never taken this little trail here. You hear all them geese over yonder? But it just winds on around the marsh area. Oh, the red-winged blackbird. Did y'all see that? I seen one of those at the feeder not long ago. There's a power plant way over yonder, them smokestacks. Well, I'm gonna get on down to the trail there, and it's about a mile or two trail back yonder. Walks around the river. Got a couple freshwater ponds back there, and back there in the Civil War, they actually had some of them ironclad ships in a little dugout they had, canal they had built back yonder. First honeysuckle of the year. I don't know if y'all can see them over there. I'm gonna try to stretch y'all out and take a look at them. Won't be long, be good eats down here. Remember doing that as a kid? Shucking the suckle. Here they have these maps everywhere down here along the trail. It says down here if you take the white loop, it's 3.5 mile loop. But you got to go all the way around here. But there's old tidal lagoon here. They got a few docks everywhere. There's a dock here. There's a dock over here. There's a pond and a dock over here. And this is those bird blinds coming into the park and stuff. And the old river channels here is where them ironclads were at during the Civil War. You hear that daggone racket? See if we can't sneak up on them. They dump all over everything and make that racket constantly out here. There's two of them right here. There's a pair here and there's a pair over yonder. There's a couple of them coming in for landing. There they go. Right here's where I made the 6 o'clock news one time. Somebody's come jogging down the thing there. It's just up from that dock. There was somebody had drowned over here. And I was walking back home, and news crews come down here to get pictures of the river, and they interviewed me. Wearing this ratty old John Deere hat too. Guy told me to throw it away. I said if I didn't wear it, you wouldn't know who I was. You can see how nice a wide trail it is. But there's a lot of daggone stumps like this here. Ankle breakers. There's a big one right there. Roots and stuff. A lot of gravel, rocks like that in there. So it's a nice walk. It's shaded, but you definitely want to wear a decent pair of shoes. Water's low tide now. The water will be all the way up here when it gets to high tide. A little sandy beach area to sit there and play in the little shallows. That's that big old power plant over yonder. Used to, you had to go all the way around here and get to the back side of the trail. And they didn't have this bridge here. You can almost see the daggone in the fall. The office building from here. You'd have to turn around and go all the way back around. Needless to say, I was happy when they put this in. Little tulip poplar right there. I don't know how well y'all can see that. See if we can't get you up there to look at it. Pretty tree. Well, I finally made it. Wore out too. End of the trail. Now we go from here and we turn around. It's called a place called Peninsula Point. The county has picnic tables down here. This is a little dock I'm on right here. Also handicap accessible. And they have canoes over yonder that they rent out. Stuff like that. They have little canoe classes here and stuff. They got me picked me up a little stick along the way, just to toss snakes out the way or beat off any rabid squirrels. I used to bring a walking stick with me. I made a staff at the house there, nothing big. If this video ain't too long, I'll show it to you. But I'm gonna take a little break, give me a little sip of water, and then we'll head back to the house. I still got to go to the gym, and I got to go into town to the post office and the bank. So I got a big day ahead of me. This is one of them days where I take a lot longer to do my exercising than most days. I still got to go to the gym too. Walking along, found a catfish carcass laying up on the side of the trail here. Well, I made it back to the truck. It's a nice little walk. It's a nice little way to spend a couple hours taking a walk out there, and a lot of benches along the way, a lot of places to stop and catch a fish if you decide to. It's a pretty good sized park. It's like about 800 acres. They got an interpretive area over here where they talk about life in the 1600s. I was out on the trail there about 2 hours, and I passed 3 joggers and 1 mountain biker, and that was it. It's gonna be a long video. I'm gonna go ahead and tack this on the end anyway. I don't normally like to make one this long, but I didn't want to cut this one in pieces because in different parts, because of walking that trail. But this is that walking stick I made. It just daggone tree limb fell out one of the trees decades ago. It was like everything else I got, probably 30 years old. But all I did was take the bark off of it and put some clear coat over it. I left a little thing here for hanging on a nail. I can hang it up wherever I go. And I did carve out a little groove here for my hand to fit right up on top of that. And I want to come by with I thought about this recently, come by with a little, cut a groove around here to tie a lanyard on it, so I can carry it on my back like that. If I don't feel like carrying it, I don't need it. But that little one I picked up walking through the woods the other day was fine, but it'd been nice to have this with me. And they come in good for safety problems, man. If you start slipping on that gravel over there, you trip over one of them big roots ahead, you can kind of steady yourself and catch yourself. But I've had this one here for decades. Well, listen, man, y'all take care. I hope you enjoyed your little trip down Historic Henricus Park trail. If you're ever in the area, it'd be a nice way to spend a couple hours, man. Make sure you take water with you. You know where to get water on that trail except for out of the river. And wear a decent pair of shoes. Just take your time and enjoy the flowers and everything. I might tack on a couple pictures of flowers and stuff that I found along the way. We'll see. But y'all take care. We'll talk to y'all later.